Guys, there's a myth we need to talk about. I keep forgetting about the existence of that entire hoax because every time I just like, denial is a river in Egypt because I like to just push these things very far away in my brain because they are this funny and ridiculous to think about. But now we are going to do that. And I'm going to show you a screenshot and then I will tell you why you're stupid if that's what you believe. So, and that's it. That's about the Irish ever being slaves. Okay. So if you take your precious time before typing a comment, before writing me a message, before anything of that, because one, just don't. Secondly, get your facts straight before you do that. You go to Google and you just type, were the Irish ever slaves? And this is the first shit that comes up. And before you say it, no, that's not Wikipedia. That is history.ucsd.edu. That is literally a reliable source. That's not fucking Wikipedia. And that is also not the page that your mom wrote. Okay, so, and this is literally calling it, it's not even calling it anything. It's called a myth. The internet collectively calls that a myth. Okay. This myth is a deliberate lie. Irish immigrants to the Caribbean colonies were not slaves. They were a type of worker known as, I can't say that fucking word, servants, okay? They were servants. They signed contracts. They were paid. Also, after the contract has finished, these people were free. They do not need to have to be freed. They never had to bought themselves into freedom. They never had to buy each other into freedom. They never had to fight for their freedom because their freedom was never limited in the first place. And also, if you, especially when you catch yourself being Irish and you bring up this entire lie, anytime anybody speaks about chattel slavery in whatever shape or form, and then you come up with the Irish, fuck you. Fuck you, fuck your mom, fuck your dad, fuck your siblings, fuck your cousin, fuck anything that will ever cause this planet from your rotten DNA. Fuck you, okay? Because you continuously carrying on this fucking lie is not helpful. Because what do you want? A fucking cookie? Do you want a cookie for your ancestors at some point allegedly being slaves when literally there is historical evidence that y'all were never ever slaves? What do you want? An ice cream? Do you need a hug? Did your parents never love you enough? Is that why you're on the internet begging for pity points? Oh my God, my ancestors were slaves too. We had it so bad, Oh my God. Especially when we are talking about chattel slavery and you come up with this, I will never for a second take you seriously. Not even a millisecond, okay? I will not even consider taking you serious because what you do, one, is fucking whataboutism. Secondly, we know that you don't give two shits about black people because the moment you are comfortable enough to invalidate the most outrageous crime that has ever been committed in human history, you're willing to trivialize that. You're willing to kind of like bring whataboutism into slavery, which was an ongoing system of 600 years of oppression. I know everything I need to know about your sorry ass, okay? And I just want to give you a little instance because, like I said, some of you all have the comprehension skills of a fucking toddler. If two people beat each other up, right? And in the process of that, a person is being stabbed. They barely make it. In the process of being stabbed, they lose their eyesight and they become deaf. Let's just hypothetically go with that. And then they have had their healing journey. They are, getting back to their new reality, etc., etc. And then they are talking about how bad it was, what they experienced, how it was terrible, how they are still feeling the consequences of being beaten. Mind you, that person is scarred for life. They will never be able to see again, will never be able to hear again. So one beating caused them to be scarred for life, to feel the consequences of those actions for the rest of their being. And because of that, anybody that descends from that person is also going to feel the consequences of one beating because that one beating limits the capability of that person to ever achieve anything in life, to leave a legacy behind. So anybody that comes from that person at some point in their lives is always going to know that their ancestor was heavily handicapped because of a beating. And then you sit down with your sorry ass and you tell people that, oh my God, there was a time in primary school, they pushed me down a slide and then beat me up. And I had a bruise on my back. How the fuck am I supposed to take you seriously? Because that's exactly what you're doing. Black people are speaking in their communities about the ongoing effects that slavery, colonialism and neo-colonization has. And then white people come up and be like, but the Irish were slaves at some point. You know that? Did you know that the Irish were slaves? And by the way, racism has always been a thing. You know, racism, everybody can be racist. Oh, your mother should have swallowed. Oh my God, y'all are embarrassing. I want you to listen to me closely, okay? You cannot oppress the oppressor as long as you look like a moi, okay? As long as you belong to the same racial category like a moi. That's a croca, okay? A snowflake, if you wish. You cannot be oppressed. You cannot be oppressed. Now, mind you, there is xenophobia, different situation altogether. There is sexism, different situation altogether. There is ableism, different situation altogether. There is homophobia and the general discrimination of the LGBTQIA plus community, different situation altogether. You can experience layers of discrimination. Nobody said otherwise. Can you experience racism? No, the fuck you can't. And since you're like all these what ifs, if I win the lottery tomorrow, I will still buy your sorry ass. But that's not the point. The point is, even if the Irish would have been slaves, let's hypothetically say that the Irish were slaves. Where are the consequences economically, socially, financially today? Riddle me the fuck this. I am waiting. Are the Irish limited when it comes to their social stance? Are they limited when it comes to their economical power? Are they limited when it comes to their currencies? Oh, wait. No, they're not. Are they limited when it comes to their traveling freedom as an oppressed nation? No, the fuck they are not. Where are the theoretical consequences of an alleged slavery in the Irish? Now you might say, oh, Nicole, slavery is bad enough even if there are no consequences. True. I'm not going to say no. That's true. However, if you bring that up while we are talking about chattel slavery that made racism what it is today, still evident for the descendants of the people that were once enslaved, you need to shut up. You need to shut up because yes, one thing can be bad. And yes, nobody is saying that slavery in general is not bad. But even if the Irish were enslaved, you have no business bringing that up when we are speaking about chattel slavery because your white ass doesn't feel nothing. You do not even know your ancestors. You have no family tree. You do not even know who your ancestors were. And then you'll be coming up like, I descend from Vikings. Vikings was a fucking profession, okay? Shut the fuck up, okay? Shut up. I wonder sometimes if people in like 500-600 years are going to say, oh, I come from cleaners. I descend from teachers. Because that's what you're doing. Some of you, you're like, oh, I descend from Vikings. No, you don't. You do not. Because Vikings are not an ethnicity. So, but that's a different topic altogether. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. The Irish were never slaves. Every time you want to bring that up, don't. How about you don't? How about you don't? Because you look stupid. You already look stupid, even without bringing that up. But it makes you look 10 times more stupid. Oh, you can say that without being insulting. No, I can't. You started it. You bringing up Irish slavery when we are speaking about chattel slavery, that's an insult, babe. That's an insult. Because whataboutism is an insult. Both to my intelligence and the intelligence of everybody in this conversation but you, because you don't have any. Okay? You're as dense as a fucking brick. So, let's all agree that white people can simply not be experiencing racism. And mind you, that's not going to make you innocent. That's not going to make you guilty. Right, sorry. You just simply admitting that we cannot experience racism because literally you can't oppress the oppressor, like I said earlier, doesn't make you guilty, babe. Why are you so oppressed? It doesn't make you guilty. But what do you want? Is this the fucking oppression Olympics? Do you want the gold medal for being oppressed? Do you want to be sent on the fucking field? We can arrange for that. We can treat you like a slave so that you can be whining and dining and you have a reason for it. Is that what you want? If that's not what you want, you need to shut up. Because white people are the most privileged ethnicity that has ever walked this planet, has ever crossed this planet. And admitting that is not going to make you guilty. Okay? You're simply aware. You're a decent human being. It's not that hard. Chill. Maybe next time use some seasonings. Maybe that might help to lift your mood. I don't fucking know.